Hey, this is Noah. Shoutouts to this Shinobi sweatshirt. I'm not sponsored by SEGA, but wouldn't mind being. Anyway, I enjoy SEGA quite a bit. I particularly enjoy their mini consoles that they have. I have both the Genesis Mini 1 and 2. I'd like to get one of those Astro City mini arcade console things. I am particularly looking forward to the next one, which we pretty much know what it's going to be. They're not being very secretive about it. SEGA had put out a poll, I believe in Japan, just actually asking people, what do you want as the next thing? And the Sega Saturn was the one that won. In a way, I'm kind of glad that they did in Japan, because the Saturn was more popular in Japan, so that probably contributed to it. And the Saturn is the one that I would have wanted as well. Namely because the Dreamcast is very easy to put homebrewed content onto by burning CDRs, and therefore the content for the Dreamcast is fairly easy to get a hold of, whether honestly or not. The Saturn, all the games in North America are prohibitively expensive. Basically, if you were to put out a Sega Saturn Mini, and you put like any of the top 10 games for that platform on there, and it's under $100 for the whole package deal, that warrants buying the console in the first place. They could sell that thing for $200, and if it had Panzer Dragoon Saga, you would have an argument. Am I saying it should be $200? Absolutely not. But on paper, if you were to buy one of these things, even if it were $200, it would probably be cheaper than buying the actual thing and getting a single game versus what would presumably be a collection of mini games. One thing. Anyway, I got an article that was saying that the chief of SEGA, the COO, was talking to Famitsu, and the conversation was translated by VGC. The Saturn is like proving to be kind of challenging to sort of miniaturize because it's more powerful hardware, and that's to be expected. I imagine they're trying to make sure that the hardware that's going into it is actually going to be sufficient to run the Saturn games, and it seems like it's going to be more challenging to make that happen. So it's going to be a little bit longer before that happens. Didn't say it wasn't going to happen, just said it was going to be a little bit longer. One of the parts that, to me, I'm not sure if I fully trust the translation of, made it sound like they want to think about it. What they had said was something to the effect of, they want to think about it more when they have somebody who is very passionate about the Saturn and the Dreamcast to work with. And I'm not really sure I understand what that's supposed to imply, as if to say, like, they can't make this work, so they need to find someone who is well knowledgeable of the hardware to be able to assist in the process of making it miniaturized, to be able to make it cost-effective and be a reasonably priced product. I don't know. Either way, I really hope they manage to make it happen, because Saturn Mini would be awesome. I'd love to see, of course, Panzer Dragoon Saga on there, just so that it is possible to play it again in a way that is not insanely expensive. Shinobi Legions, because you already know. It would be really interesting, and I doubt that this would happen, but pie-in-the-sky dreams, my guy. Shoot for the stars, because it is statistically impossible for you to miss anything if you aim straight up. It would be really awesome is if, in the way that the Genesis Minis have released unreleased content, unreleased games, and made it sort of like a competition with how the Super Nintendo Mini had Star Fox 2. I would love to see some unreleased Saturn content, if they could make it happen. Among those things, and I know it wouldn't happen, but can you imagine how it would light the internet on fire if they finished Sonic X-Treme? If they got someone to do it, you know? It would be amazing. Heck, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe I saw that there was a fan game that is actually trying to make a Saturn-compatible Sonic X-Treme fan game. Like a game that you could actually play on the Saturn. Not just like a thing that looks like it and you play it on PC. A game that you would actually play on the Saturn. Sega, go talk to them. Go give them some people. Make that happen. That would be awesome. You would get butts and seats for your Saturn Mini if that was there too. You could put anything else on there. Get him. And Shinobi Legions. This is Noah. The Saturn Mini. See ya.